Looking at how far I done came from the beginning is crazy to think about how powerful the journey is.
Dito Live.
What's going on, everyone? This is your guy, Demetrius Tollfree, excited to let you all know I'm finally ready to launch my own weekly podcast. You guessed it, Dito Live. Each episode, we will have a sit-down conversation about what's going on in our local community and beyond. But for right now, go and subscribe to my brand new YouTube channel. Simply search Tollfree at DTOLEFREE. I'm so excited that I can't wait for you to join me live exclusively on Facebook and YouTube for my brand new podcast. Y'all already know what it is. Yes, sir, Doc.
Hey everybody, hope everybody's well. Having a really, really good night. What's up? What's happening? Welcome to Music Monday. What's the day? Music Monday. I said, what's up? What's good? Hopefully my connection is clear. I know sometimes it gets a little fuzzy, so working on that. All right. Hope y'all good. What's happening? Okay, do me a favor. Usually we walk really fast. We're gonna walk a little slow tonight. All right, do me a favor. Please like, share, and tag. Okay, like, share, and tag. Tell somebody we're here. We're hanging out. We're gonna have some conversation with one of my favorite people. Our co-host. He is a part of Freedom Radio. His name is JaCoree Prothro. I'm really excited to have a conversation with him tonight about his music, about his life, things that people may or may not know. And we're going to talk about the music industry. So he's quite around, and we get to have some really, really good, insightful conversation. So please do me a favor. Please like, share, and tag. Then if you're here, tell somebody you're here, okay? So tell somebody to go watch. Hey, how you doing? Let me know that you're here. Let's go back to some of the things you saw. Shout out to my church. I'm going to keep plugging my church. Shout out to my church who just released an album called From the Choir Loft. It's a brand new album. It's out right now on all digital platforms. And they actually have physical copies if you want one, if you still have a CD player in your car. So it's out right now. And I say this not because it's my church. It really is an amazing album, start to finish. Choir music is great. My pastor always says we're always going to have a choir here. So shout out to my pastor, Bishop Brian Moore. He's actually from New York. He's here in North Carolina, and it's great, right? So I always tell people I go to a great church. I'm blessed to go to church with a great word and great music. Great music, great word. That's the truth. I'm really grateful for that. So you can check that out again. It's called From the Choir Loft, Bishop Brian D. Moore, and the Life Fellowship Choir. Check that out on all digital platforms. What else is just a lot of music has actually just hit the scene. So there's a lot of new music out. So let me tell you what you can do. Let me find this real quick. Shout out to Pastor Sam Franklin. I was listening to her earlier. A couple things I want to shout. Pastor Sam Franklin. I was listening to her earlier. If you don't know who she is, she's everywhere actually in a good way. And so she's been a part of Love Fellowship. Not Love Fellowship. I apologize. Love Center with Pastor the late pastor or Bishop Walter Hawkins. So there was a song called "He Came Just in the Nick of Time." That's how I first heard her when I was a teenager. So, if you know that lineage, that heritage, then she comes from that. She's originally from Chicago, and her voice is just excellente. It's just really amazing. So she has a whole album out that came out during the series of the pandemic, and you should go check it out. It's really, really good. But she's also done a couple of singles with the Choir Room. They're a choir out of Nashville. I'm kind of like this big, it's something I really want to go to actually. It's like this big room full of people from all different spaces and places and nationalities, and they sing all of this amazing choir music. And so she's a part of that. You can look it up. It's called The Choir Room. So shout out to Pastor Sam Franklin, all the amazing music she puts in the world. She also has a church. She's the pastor of Love Center South in Nashville, Tennessee. Listen, A, great place. So if you're ever in Nashville and you want good word, good music, because the whole church can sing, and you want to put your feet to the floor, then you need to hop over there. In fact, while we're talking about that, let's do this. Let's put this on the screen. Can you see that? Okay, cool. So if you're watching this from your phone, I want you to do me a really quick favor, because we don't really talk about what we're doing right here enough. So I want you to do me a really quick favor. And now don't go anywhere, because what y'all doing on Monday night? Oh, y'all might be watching American Idol. See, American Idol wasn't on when we started this little cycle right here. So, try to do both. Okay. Watch a little bit over here and watch a little bit over there. But do me a favor. You can not screen. Well, you could screenshot this, but take your phone. I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to tell you what to do. Okay. You're going to take your phone. You're going to click on the camera part of your phone. This is how you really do this. Okay. And you're going to see that QR code up in that corner. And when it kind of puts a square around it, you're going to tap on it. It's going to say tiny URL. You're going to click on that. And guess what's going to open? Freedem Faves. And it's some of our team, Ashlyn, our boss Demetrius, Ashlyn, Cole, JaCoree, myself, and also our social media manager, Mr. Gabriel Tyus, is some of our favorite music, right? But it's also music from all over the country. We've always supported and encouraged independent artists. And so, you have everybody on here from Donnell Russell to the greatest choir in the universe. To Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling, Daryl Petty's, Londa Larman, out from Canada. Of course, we have JaCoree. We have Brandon P. and Anthem Knights. We have Ashlyn. We have shout out to Montrell Tisdale. Really, really great guy. He just supports everybody. We have some quartet on here. We have our own Alfreda Lyons on here. Just a little bit of everything. We have the big heavy artists like Kirk Franklin and all of that. And then, we have some minors too, independent. So listen, I'm probably adding more music than they want me to add on here. But this is enough to get you through the whole week of workout. Okay, so working out, walking, on your way to the car, on your way to wherever you're going, on your way to work. You can use it for a trip. So there's about 10 hours of music on here, like Yolanda. But, I feel like independents do not get enough coverage. They don't get enough support. And so whenever I hear new music that comes out, I drop them right in here. And you should listen to it. There's also a song I found the other day by a young guy named Darius. He has a song called Greater. And his song is featuring who's my favorite? Somebody say it in the comments. Who's my favorite? Vanessa Bell. So it's featuring Miss Vanessa Bell. Hey to our boss. His name is Demetrius Tollfree. So he's tapping into the Music Monday, so he can fuss at me on the back end. So I shout out to Demetrius. Actually, he's on a song called "Thankful Grateful," a very, very, very amazing song by the artist Leonard Bailey and friends. You should definitely check it out. It will be on repeat, I promise. So go check that out, okay? Our Freedom Phase, and you can just keep it in your playlist. Sorry about that. You can just keep it in your playlist. We also have it on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. So anywhere where you listen to music, you can find it. All right. So yeah, when you're there, make sure you're on. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to Freedom Radio. Like if you're watching us from YouTube, you're sliding by. There's YouTube streets. Check it out. Okay. So let's bring up our guest. Sorry, y'all. Let's bring up our guest. Let's have a conversation with our co-host. His name is JaCoree. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Tell you about him. All right. Let's go. Hi, JaCoree.
What's up, yo? Can you hear me?
What's happening? Yes, I can definitely hear you.
Oh, it's good to be here.
It's good to be here, friend. It's good to be here. How are you feeling?
You know what? It's raining on the outside.
Oh, it's
but
raining.
I feel
outside.
good on the inside. Yeah, it's raining today, so yeah.
Yeah, tell us
But we
about
doing
your
this.
weekend first. Did you go see Jamie? Did you go see my baby daddy? Did you go see
So I
Jamie?
was honestly, yes, I did. I was supposed to be going to see Lena Bird Miles, but I can be
Okay.
honest on here because this is my story. God kind of he was dealing me with that thing because the prices for the airfare and gas is really high. So, I'm
Yeah.
coming out with a new single very soon, just
Yes, sir.
jumping around. So God was just like, no, it's time for you to invest in yourself. So you might have to
Yes.
sit this one out.
Yes. How
So
now?
I
Would it
had to,
have been better to drive to see Lena?
either way, it was getting up to be over the amount that I wanted to spend, if that makes sense.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
got to set a goal for everything and
Yeah.
it was even driving was going to be too expensive.
How
So
far is the drive? Like 4 hours?
it's 6 hours.
It's 6 hours.
And the drive
Wow.
all the way to LA, of course I want to go to the garment district and do some other little things.
So you
God said
you came
no.
to go to the concert.
It was just like you gotta have a room for at least 2-3 days. God said no. Save that money
Oh,
and put it on the
God
back
said
end
no.
of
He
what
said
you need to
no.
do for yourself. But what
Absolutely.
did
Absolutely.
happen, I ended up at the Jamie Foxx show, second row, and it was incredible. And then that night I went to see Rashawn Patterson. So it was God is good.
Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna talk about your little favorite spirit that be following you everywhere you
All
go.
the
So you
time.
saw Jamie. Wow. So did he do stand up? Did he
He
sing?
did
What
some
was
of
it?
he did some of everything. He
Did
he
he really?
testified, he glorified, he clowned, he did his comedy. He came out and sang on the piano. His daughter came out and played, and I didn't realize or have the knowledge that he actually started right here in Oakland on the stage that he was that he was on.
Oh,
Excuse me. So it
really?
was, yeah,
Oh, so is that why he wanted to do it there?
I think so, most definitely.
So
They
would you
they
say
have
he was
I
quite
believe it's called the Black Comedy Competition that's based in Oakland. And he
okay?
won
Okay.
years ago. I think 90. Did he say 91?
Oh,
Yeah. So it was bomb.
wow. So was he emotional?
He cried. He testified. He walked away. It was good. It really was.
Packed house?
Well, for the session that I was in, it wasn't, but the other nights were.
Okay.
So we had a special feature
Oh,
on
so it
Saturday
was more than a
at
few
2.
days.
Yeah, they had it.
Okay,
It
it
went
was
on for 3 days.
okay.
So they're taping for, I
Oh,
believe, a
wow,
Hulu special.
really?
Yeah, it was. I can't wait.
Okay,
Maybe
so
you'll
you were
see
in
me
the
on the video.
audience. Okay,
Yes, in video.
okay.
So
Maybe we will see you on the video. So you were
that
in the
part.
audience for Hulu special.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was that your first time doing that? I mean, I know the answer. Was that your first time being in the audience for a taping?
Oh no, not at all. I've been doing that since like teenage years.
Okay. 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 So it was very familiar for you to be in
Oh
that
yeah.
space. Okay. Okay. Okay.
She over there.
We're gonna
Y'all,
jump
she's over
on
there working. You see, she's over there working, y'all.
yeah,
But
yeah,
why
yeah,
she's
because we're gonna jump on IG too. So I'm gonna
oh,
explain to everybody's watching, like, why is our eyes? Because unfortunately, when you do these streaming, you can't pre-load. Anybody who does this, just a trick for you. You can't pre-load IG. You have to load it when you become live. So that's why
oh,
y'all see me kind of looking off. So I wanted to add that over here too. Okay, so let's just have this conversation. So first, tell people, y'all. I mean, you're kind of like in our when we see each other conversation, but tell people who you are, right? For people who may never met you, they're not aware. Tell people who you are.
oh my goodness. Wow. Well, my name is JaCoree Prothro. I'm based in the Bay Area, Hercules. I'm a
Awesome.
singer. I'm a worshiper. I'm a lover. I'm a creative. I'm Mr. Liquid Love. I'm Mr. On a Mission. I'm an encourager. I'm a
Absolutely.
supporter. So many different things.
Absolutely. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to lead you. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, lead
So
me. You know,
tell
lead me.
me. Okay, so let's start here. How long have you been singing? How did you get into music?
Well, honestly, my grandmother, my father is a bass, what was a bass player. He's no longer living. He
Okay.
passed in COVID. But his
Yes.
mother is a pianist, and she was a
Okay.
minister of music. She also was the teacher to Mano Haynes. I don't know if you know who that is, but he
No.
was the MD for CC Winans and
Okay.
Andre Crouch.
Okay.
So music is in the blood. It's in the blood. But I've been singing since I believe like maybe three with my grandmother's cane. She had one of them
Wow.
canes with the little hook on it like that. So I would take that and that would be my little microphone. But I don't think my mother realized she was just like I think she thought I was probably playing as a kid. She didn't really tune into it right then. Because I was singing off key. I'm sure I was singing all over the place.
Wow. So do you play any instruments? You don't play any instruments, right?
Mm-mm. I could play a good pan, a nation's pan. Hmm.
Good fan. Okay, so you started doing music. And so how did you get into did you go to a performing arts school? Like how did your gift develop?
Through one of them wooden box TVs back in the day. Them we all that
Wow.
had the plant on the top of it, and just listening to Bobby Jones gospel, and crafting my gift after and mocking a lot of the greatest. Vicky Winans is probably I will say is probably one of my top idols as a kid because of course
Mhm.
I like a lot of bling. So she was like
Mhm.
she was the it factor. Her, Kim Burrell,
Yes.
of course Whitney Houston.
Mm.
So watching all of these people and just enjoying them. Oh, come on, Rhonda Jones. I see you. My sister is on. Um, but just honing in to Motown specials that used to come on TV. We had all these award
Mhm.
shows that used to
Mhm.
come on.
Mhm.
I was just, it just pulled me in.
Okay. Pulled you in. So why gospel? How did you land into the because I really want people to understand how you got to this lane as we get down this road and why I call you like the favorite guy. So how did you land in the area of gospel music?
Well, of course, I was born, bred in the church. So that was totally a given. Church has always been the root system for everything else. But I just didn't live in a family to where my mother didn't let us listen to other genres of music. We had a wide scope. Um, yeah, you got me thinking now. You got me trying to reach back to when I back all the way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Yolanda and JaCoree. Oh, that's dope. Um, yeah, just being born and bred in it. My father going to play for choirs, pulling me in, sitting in through choir rehearsals, and just mocking the notes and all of that. I think that's what set me in gospel.
Would you have chosen another genre?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I want to travel. Like I think we're gonna hop on a little bit. I was amazed by something you did a couple weeks ago. So when Tank and Tyrese did the verses, I was I know people are gonna be surprised by this, but I was a little astonished that you were a little bothered about the profanity that was
Ooh.
used throughout the duration of the show. I'm being honest, I was like, wow. You said, what does that have to because it made me realize, like, number one, how much we've uh this is not a judge, okay? That anybody watches it, but how
Free
much we
space, free space.
kind of just this is just what it is, right? Like that, like this is just what they do. I always tell people that the day has changed. So it used to be, when gangsters would drive past the church, they would turn their music down,
Hmm.
right? Like
Right.
the day has kind of shifted. So I was amazed that you were like it was just unnecessary. Why did that? Why was that? Because we said no, I wouldn't sing R&B. Would that be some of your reasons, or why was that conflicting for you?
Um, it was just like, well, for me, now that I guess I'm climbing the stairs a little bit in my life spectrum, I see that just like this call that you gave me, I was just like, you want to interview me? You never realize who's looking at you, and you got to watch what you're producing. Because the thing is, I look at Tank, I look at these people as pioneers now, because the music wave has done such a crazy dive to where everything in the world is all over the place. So it's like,
Yeah,
who do we look
yeah,
to who do we look to that we mock? Who is our idols and what do they represent? A lot of the entertainers in the world of today, it's just like you don't know what they represent. So yes, I buy your music. Yes, I love you. But at the end of the day, because if I'm sewing into you, that means you represent something for me. So it was just
absolutely.
like, I was just like, why but it just seemed to me as if he was cussing for no reason. It did not help the conversation. It did not help the song. So it was just like,
Mhm.
come on, man.
And you felt that way about both, or was it Tank that was a little bit more
I think Tank
heavy?
had a little, yeah.
It
Hmm.
was Tank.
I'll sip
Wow.
to that.
I
I
said
don't get me
today.
wrong. I love him to death. Love
I
him to
do too.
death. But it was
Yeah,
just like, just sing.
just saying. So, in your opinion, there's this big thing, and Tyrese is like, he didn't really win. I think this is my thing with Tyrese. I don't really take him serious all the time because I don't think we know if he's playing it serious. But
Hmm.
for you, I'm scared to say what I really thought about. For
No.
you, who did you think won, or how did you feel even about the verses?
I honestly felt, and this is just me from what I felt from Tyrese, he was singing his heart out.
Oh
For
yeah,
me, Tank can sing anything, but
anything.
it was his features were not good to me, and it just didn't seem as if he was giving us Tank,
Okay, I can feel that. I
because
can
he could
feel that.
sing ABCs. But then I also have to say, sometimes I don't want to hear a bunch of runs and riffs in a whole
Mm,
special. At some point, I just want to hear the texture and the tone of
mhm,
your voice.
absolutely agree.
And that's just it. I guess that just is what it is. Because he can run anything.
Absolutely agree. I agree that I want to work for a long time. I, in all due respect, okay. I know people don't think it. I always say this because I don't know why I feel like I have to correct people. It's something I'm working through therapy. Listen, because I grew up in the '90s, right? I was born in '79. My birthday in a couple of days. Please register in your souls, right? My birthday is May 5th, the greatest day God made outside of making the earth. All right, so I grew up in the '90s with all of this amazing gifts, right? From SWV to this to this to this on all sides. Rock then too was pretty like, just all sides of music for some reason was really amazing. So the 90s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So I think for me, I was watching it like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. I was so geeked. I was like, oh my
Hmm.
God, like I've never seen these guys live, which is, sad on my part, but I was like, this is going to be so amazing. And as I was watching it, I remember texting y'all like, oh, okay. I think my
Right.
expectation was like, they're kind of going
Very
to go
high.
at it in a playful way, but I expected Tank to just slow me down, man. Like, slowly bring it up. I expected this guy to give it to us. And again, like you said, he can sing. That's not the question. But maybe it was the respectfully Tank. Maybe it was the performance part, right? It was the actual intensity. Like I want all the bells and whistles. And I do agree with you. I felt like Tyrese, even in playful ways, it did feel a bit more intentional. Actually, he changed clothes. He even with the turtleneck song, right? He changed
Right.
clothes. It just felt like a little bit different.
Come on. And let's agree. Amen.
Let's agree. So, with that being said, let's travel back. So, you grew up singing gospel music, and then how did you land in spaces? Like, at what point? Because you said you've been doing this for a long time. Like, what was your actual first taping?
Ooh. First taping, I had to have been maybe 17. I was so I grew up singing in church. My home church, and one of the ladies named Sharon Johnson, which she is a shouting John. Period. She would send up a little note. You know, back in the day, you had the ushers, and you could send a note to the front of the church. You can't do that no more. She would send a note up to the front of the church every Sunday. And as a kid, I knew the song when it came on the radio, and we were singing it together. But if you got me on a mic by myself, the only song I think I probably knew was "His Eyes on the Sparrow." And who wanted to see that every Sunday? And I was born bred in a Pentecostal church. So if they didn't shout after I sung, I felt as if the
Oh
song
wow.
was not good,
Oh
and I
wow.
didn't do it right. So after that, I'd walk right out the church and go home. But in singing in the church, a lady by the name of Trina Sims, I guess she had saw that they were like taking tapings, listings for people to sing on the Bobby Jones show, and she thought I was that good. So shout out to Trina Sims. I don't know where she is, but she got me involved with Dr. Jones because she had asked me. She was like, "Well, who do you like to listen to? Who do you watch?" And I was a Bobby Jones kid to heart, so that's where it all started.
Wow.
Las
What
Vegas, the Rio in Las
really?
Vegas.
So now that we don't have, for some people, seriously, who might not even understand, oh, having this richness or this legacy of Bobby Jones, right? Who brought so many artists to the forefront. He helped to launch so many careers. Beverly Crawford comes to mind, and all these people that sang with him actually, and then he just helped to launch their careers. And then we saw, unfortunately, where his show was discontinued, if that be the right word, from BET, which for me was, like really heart crushing actually, because any artist, when you're a gospel artist, just my personal opinion, the first place you want to go is Bobby Jones Gospel, right?
Period.
It's just a part of, I think, being an artist, especially being a church kid. How did the show leaving affect you?
Oh, I was pissed and still am because I'm just, I'm just gonna be honest. It is what it is because I feel as though even right now where we stand, why are the reruns not playing? There's
Absolutely,
so much of gospel history, black history, because he didn't just do
absolutely.
gospel. He would pull the R&B. Well, because honestly, I was listening to a clip that I put up today, and good R&B was rooted. It was pulled
Yes,
out of gospel.
absolutely.
And that's one of the issues with R&B now. R&B is cool now, but if you listen to R&B now, it don't have the same swag as it used to back in
Oh,
the day
it doesn't.
because the people aren't rooted in anything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, I mean, I think that show being taken off the air, I just feel as though the baton should have been passed to somebody, which I think they did try to
They
do,
did
like
try.
Ty
They tried.
Tribbett,
Yeah.
but you needed somebody with more wisdom, knowledge.
Because it was, regardless, I say this, I don't want to get in trouble to all my, industry and artist friends. I mean this in the nicest way. Regardless to what you think about the man, regardless to what they say, he has been undeniably consistent
Period.
every Sunday morning, whether it was pre-taped, and let me tell you how good it was. We didn't know it was pre-taped. We didn't, I was a kid. Right. And so I'm a kid, and that's before I got knowledge and in these spaces. I didn't know that the show was pre-taped. I thought that y'all were doing this show live. And you're a kid, and if you had cable television, you woke up sometimes on your way to church.
To
You listen
church,
to the church. It might be the last song of the show, and you
but
walking
it's
out the
getting you
door, and your
ready.
mom turned on Bobby Jones, and it's playing through the house. Oh man, I almost got teary eyed. It's playing through the house as you're getting ready for Sunday morning. It was just a part of our culture. And shout out to BET and the new president. Can you please put Bobby Jones back on the air? I think you
And
don't
you
think
get
it matters.
reruns.
We will take the reruns, and I think you should bring that man back for a special, because when we removed that part, it didn't give new artists the opportunity to present. And in my opinion, it was a little bit of artist development, because he will come and tell you, well, Okay, well, you did all right. Well, you could have, that no was a little.
He was always, and that's one thing that was fun about being in the show, because everybody that he brought on couldn't sing. But
Wow.
if you were in there, he taught you how to sit there and get through it to make them feel just as good as the
Oh, that's
mainstream
good.
people. But he would pull. I mean, that's how I learned how to present myself, how to make sure every time I'm before a camera, I look a certain way. It was a wonderful ride. Wonderful
Wow.
ride.
I think this is amazing. So from there, how did you catapult into being an artist?
I think from there, ooh, I think the connections within that whole retreat system pulled
Mm-hmm.
me into my artistry, because I was able to watch. I mean, being the little boy that was sitting in front of that wood box, I never would have thought in a million years that a Vicky Winans would know my name and say my name, or a Kim Burrell, or so many of these people that I aspired to be like actually know who I am, and I talk to them on a consistent basis. So for me, when you asked me for this interview, I was just like, oh wow, I guess God really did kind of turn me into what I was imagining. If they were going to do a cartoon on me,
Yeah.
wow, this is really something that I do.
Wow. I wanted to do the interview with you because I was looking at your song, I'm on a mission. Oof. And I said, JaCoree is really amazing.
Wow.
Every time I've had the opportunity to hang out with you, I think the first thing we did was Stellars, right? And how can I say this? We're grown. Traveling with people sometimes can be tricky. And you don't know
What you getting into?
sometimes what you're going to get. And sometimes it gets tricky, especially if both people are. It's different. You're going, you're going. I don't know. You're going to see the Neverlands or something. It's not even about that. But sometimes when artists travel together, in truth, it can get a little shaky, and sometimes people are envious or jealous, or like, oh, they got that, but I didn't get that. And I just loved the spirit. First, shout out to your mom, who happens, what I'm saying, I happen to have her name. Let me say it like that. Shout out to your
Period.
mom, Yolanda Prothro, and the kindness of your mom just blew me away. And I felt, this is what I'm telling you, this public, I felt so safe, and I felt so protected, and I didn't feel like I had to become something else to do that. I just didn't feel that. And so being around you has been very amazing, because number one, even if these things had not happened, I still felt this whole universe. And this, again, when you travel with people, sometimes it's like, if you're not doing what they're doing, then they're feeling some kind of way, and you're not even like that. You like, oh, you going over here? Okay, well, tell me when you're ready to go. You over here, and it was just cool like that. And so we were in these spaces, and let's deal with the Last Stellars. So the Last Stellars, can I tell the story about the Last Stellars?
Yeah.
And so we're at Stellar Awards weekend in Las Vegas. Thank y'all for coming up out them Vegas streets. All right. So we're in Las Vegas, and JaCoree, I'm at the Glam Room. Shout out to my friend Queen. I'm at the Glam Room. He's like, okay, we're on our way to come back and grab you. And I'm like, okay. And so he said, well, don't be alarmed when you get in the car. Okay. So I get in the car, and I look over, and the gentleman says, hello, how are you? I'm fine, sir. How are you? And I can be calm, cool, and collected. You have no idea. On the inside, all of my little 5-year-old self is just going, like
At
teenage
it.
self, just going in. And I look over, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine. How are you? He said, I'm good. Thank you. And it was Pastor Jason Nelson. So I'm thinking, why did Jason Nelson get in the car? So I just roll, right? Because you gotta be chill, you gotta be okay, cool. Y'all drop him off at said place, and da. And I was like, well, what happened? He's like, you explained that he was supposed to be in an Uber, the Uber didn't come, and you walked up to him like, can I help you? And I said, this is amazing. And you're like this. You're like this walking. Thank you, Lord. You're like this walking favor. It's just like you come in somewhere and you don't do anything crazy. You don't do anything strange for a piece of change. It's just like God. I'm serious. Anybody who knows JaCoree, it's just like God meets you and you make these connections. And then that particular Stellars, the world kind of shut down for a little second, right? Like all these
It did.
computer issues happen all over the world, and Pastor Nelson was stuck, couldn't go anywhere. It all worked out because he ended up presenting at the Stellars, and then you helped him like go get an
Get
outfit. I
dressed.
was like, what? The year before, I was trying to figure out what happened the year before. We're going to this
Escape.
event.
The Escape girl.
So you're like, why are you telling these stories? Because this was crazy. But I want to offer this thought to people. It really is about JaCoree. I want to offer this thought to people. This is why it always talks about be ready at all times. Like you just don't know when your name is going to be called, when your assistance is going to be called, and how you treat people matters.
Period.
Because you never know who's watching you. We're at the Stellars. The first time I think me and JaCoree went to the Stellars together. JaCoree has to go sing. And he's like, you want to come? Me have to go sing? Sure. He goes to sing at this event. We're sitting in the back. A gentleman walks up to us and he says, so do y'all know the song Is My Living in Vain? Well, okay, if you're gospel thing and you don't know Is My Living in Vain, we really need to check your gospel.
Something wrong.
Something wrong. And so everybody's kind of like, and some people we knew, I was with JaCoree, so the other people I had never seen. And everybody's like, yes. He said, okay, come with me. Huh? So we go to the back. We walk in the door. And it was
Tasha.
It was Tasha. Was it Tasha? It was Tasha.
I think.
From Escape. And so I'm like, am I in the room with okay. So we sit down and he's explaining, these are your singers. You're saying it happened so fast.
But we was actually playing yo-yo. We was playing volleyball that year because honestly, you had me singing in front of Vanessa Bell Armstrong later on in the week.
I did because I
because
we did this together. We ended up walking backstage. She's there, but the most phenomenal thing about that night was when I asked one of the most phenomenal things when I asked the promoter. I said, "Well, I mean, do you know me? Like, how do you know I can sing?" He said, "I met you with Kevin Lemons." And Kevin hadn't been gone that long. And I said, you did? He said, yeah, you don't remember me? I helped you out the car. He said, you were so nice. I said, wow. And we ended up singing all night long for every artist. All night. We had no voices the next day because we ended up singing all night long for everybody on the bill. Jacqueline Carr. Oh, what's that boy's name?
Ernest Pugh.
Ernest Pugh. This person. It was amazing. But all that happened really to me because of JaCoree. So first, I will always say thank you for creating these doors of opportunity and never being selfish. Right? Even that same weekend, I remember he said, Terrell's having a concert. Let's go. Huh? And so he's like, okay, we get to the door. JaCoree just walks in. We sit down. And I'm like, God, maybe you should have, what? So we have the concert. I hadn't seen Terrell since she was a teenager. We have fun. We talk. I'm just telling y'all, you're like, why are you telling this story? Because JaCoree has so much favor on his
life. Because we got to eat with the patty man. He cooked food.
To eat with the patty guy. So we're sitting there. He's like, hey, you want some food? Now, we knew who he was. And so first of all, he is the nicest person. The nicest guy. So you're like, who's the patty guy? The guy who, kind of really made Miss Patty LaBelle's pies famous, right? So we're eating this food. And we're like, this food is amazing.
It's good.
Like, God. He's like, yeah, you should try that part with that part. Oh, okay. Child, that man made that food. And it was
delicious.
Unbelievably good. All those things I say because I honor the favor that's on your life.
Oh,
Or you are obviously like, I don't even want to know how you got into Jamie Foxx. So you are honestly and obviously very under God's favor. How does that feel for your life?
you know what? It's amazing because now I can look back on it. I mean, I never really looked at it like that. My mother trained my mother. I had good parenting. So she we know how to act, but it's definitely God given, and I say that because even with like the new single that I have that's coming out, that will be featuring none other than the world phenomenon icon Kim Burrell. That's what I think really put it all into perspective for me because it was just like I've carried a lot of bags. I've been
Mm-hmm.
good to a lot of artists. And that's just the love that I have. Because at the end of the day, I mean, if you're in ministry and you're in gospel music, you're not just singing gospel music just to sing it. I would
Mm-hmm.
hope that you're trying to be a mirror reflection and also be a display of his grace. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one
Absolutely.
thing that a lot of artists are lacking. It's just like, oh yeah, I want to sing this music and I want to move the crowd, but it's so much more that happens off the stage
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
major requirements to
Yeah.
the role and walking and being a gospel entertainer or gospel artist.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I'm just happy that I house some of those things now that I've gotten older and I look back. Because back in the day, all Vicky Winans and a lot Byron Cage and all of these people, all they used to tell me is just keep singing. It's gonna happen. Even Marvin Sapp, I remember him telling me, your voice is golder than mine. I remember all of these highlights. And my thing is when it's your time, it will happen. And I just been walking through, with the favor that God has given me. And it's just like, when it happens, it will. But I've had some very wonderful moments that I call like my Motown moment or I have had some very good singing moments.
This is amazing. Now, I do want to touch on this. If you feel comfortable, any moment you like, Honda, I just want to talk about it today. I understand. So, Liquid Love. So, you're a singer. You're this amazing artist, but you also have a jewelry line, well, a t-shirt jewelry line called Liquid Love,
Hmm.
where you make all these amazing pieces. But can you share where Liquid Love came from, how and or why it was established?
Definitely. So Liquid Love was birthed out of the murder of my brother in 2000, and I want to say was at 19. My brother was murdered in the city of Richmond. Um, Crazy. I like I say all the time, me, my family, we don't look like what we've been through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just I would never. I mean, because you can actually type my brother's name into a search bar, and all of this stuff pops up: yellow tape,
Mm-hmm.
crime, all this. So,
Wow.
in the midst of that happening, the news was out, and of course, they want to talk to the victim's brother, so they give me the mic, and the phrase "liquid love" just falls out of the sky, out of my lips. So, as I'm going through, I'm just like, liquid love. I know we're going through this very challenging time where you want to, get the next lick back. You want to act
Yeah.
up. But he was just
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
got to love through this trial, through this experience, through
Yeah.
this hurt, through this pain. So liquid
Mm-hmm.
love came out of a hardship, out of
Mm-hmm.
murder. And
Wow.
we've got t-shirts. They, of course they blinged out because I just love shiny things. Hallelujah. But anybody you want a Liquid Love shirt, hit me up. I have them all the time. And we got the Liquid Love arm candy. But yeah, all of that was birthed out of my brother's murder.
So let me ask you this part. Why arm candy or why t-shirts? What made you go that instead of literally like plants or this direction or glasses or what pulled you into say I want to do it this way?
Ooh, Jesus, you about to really have me thinking because I don't know. I think I wanted something that everybody could see on a
Okay.
t-shirt because we went through different phases. Before it was just a hashtag liquid love. Now it's a whole heart with a check mark in it and all this other stuff. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to sit with that one and actually try to locate why did I want it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I
I know
think
that
that
the arm candy came because somebody came to the house while I was because I actually pressed the shirts myself. Somebody came to the house to get a shirt And they was just like, well, I need one of them bracelets to go with it too. So then it was just like, because I was just making these for myself. And it was just like,
Wow.
okay, matching bracelet, here we go.
Okay. And that's how you landed there. So let's talk about your song On a Mission. This song that you've actually recorded and then you had it remixed.
Yes.
With
So you didn't
Hunter.
heard both of them, huh?
Yeah, it was Hunter, who we love. So what brought you to that? And this let's
So
go back. Let's go back because it's not your first single. It's not your first song. So what is there a song before My Destiny?
no, I think I have a couple of features before that, but no,
Okay.
My Destiny was
Let's go
not
back to
actually
your first
first.
song. Your first single is My Destiny. Right?
And
So let's
that's
talk about that. Did you write that? Who brought that to you?
I actually wrote My Destiny 3 or 4 months before my brother was murdered.
Wow.
And that song, honestly, when I look at the lyrics of the song now, it was just like, God, was you kind of trying to let me know something? And the song actually sat around for a while because honestly, right after high school, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. So, and being diagnosed with that, I thought my world was coming to an end. That I would have been the first one to die in my family because you're the sick one. But I have to go back to the icon Kim Burrell. She was the reason why My Destiny came out. She hit me up and was just like, "What are you doing? Can I hear something? What are you working on?" And I let her hear it, and she was just like, "Oh no, that's Slap. That's Bay Area." And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen the videos of that. And she has been real good to me.
She's been real good to you. And then so not too long after, maybe like 2 years or something like that, you came out with On a Mission.
On a
Now,
mission.
so to me, On a Mission has kind of a R&B feel. It's not necessarily gospel, right? It's more like inspirational.
And see, that's funny because I knew you was gonna ask this. It's actually a song that I started writing to be a gospel track, and I switched it over because I wanted to connect more with my brother's children, and they're not really into the whole religious gospel scene. So I was just like, let me flip some of these lyrics. So, if they want to play this on the schoolyard, they can kind of connect and be like, oh, my uncle
That's
sang.
cool. I love that.
So I flipped the lyric.
Oh wow! So what made you want to do a remix?
So honestly, it's a song that my younger brothers, my younger brother, all of my brothers have supported my ministry in song, period. So his friends had a little, their little garage studio, and they think I'm a little somebody, hallelujah. So he's just like, I'm gonna get my brother to come through. Yeah, he gonna, so I go through and we made the song, all live instruments. The first On a Mission is all live instruments. And we recorded, and it was good. And what you learn is in putting out music, there's so many ways to put it out and get attention. And every time you do it, sometimes you do it and you don't get the attention that you're seeking. So I was just like, well, how can I reduplicate this song and kind of, give it a little more, So I was like, Jan Hunter, I need you to remix this song and let's put it back out and see what happens. And when he did it, it was over.
Yeah, I love On a Mission. I just think it's suave. It's kind of suave, smooth. I'm on a mission, trying to get where you are. Yeah, it's just kind of like.
Who was I listening to? Keep running. Out of my line. Keep running. That's what I was listening to.
This is what does amaze me. Your voice, even though you love gospel, you could easily sing R&B, but gospel is your passion.
It is.
What keeps you from switching over?
All they got to do is call and tell me, "Hey, you want to switch?"
Oh, so you
You want to
switch
switch?
though?
I don't have a problem with it. I would love to have. I mean, I'm older now, but I'd love to have a career like a Luther, Gladys Knight, and Aretha Franklin. I don't think we live in a world where you should be handicapped. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, holy people, God people are needed in all displays of the world.
So speaking of that, We don't have to keep you long. I would love, because we talk about this sometimes, right? So we now who you are. We know your music is available on all digital platforms. My Destiny, On a Mission. Y'all know that. Liquid Love. I would love for you to share about something you just said, like the careers of Luther, Aretha, because to me, the times have changed so much that I don't know if people will have the opportunity. Number one, I thought about something. Michael Jackson's movie is coming out. I think everybody should go see it. I just saw something where they showed it. It premiered in like Brazil or something like that, and the people were weeping.
Wow.
Just so I thought how grateful I am that I got to experience Michael Jackson in my lifetime. Like I got to actually. Now, unfortunately, my mama was a real, real saved, sanctified lady. So I think it's unfortunate. I love you, mommy, but I think it's unfortunate that I did not see Michael Jackson in person. When my cousins told me she went, and she said it was like astonishing. If I said it right, she said it's like nothing you can even explain. That level
Wow.
of gift. So I thought, wow, how amazing that I'm alive in the same timeline that he was alive, right? So artists like Whitney. I don't like to talk about Whitney a lot, actually.
Watch it. Watch it.
No, no, not in a bad way. Whitney's story, but I'm saying all this for purpose. Whitney's story makes me very sad.
Oh no, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
I feel like she's supposed to be here, right? And so that being said, the kind of careers they had, the way consumers consumed music, the access to things, all of that has changed. How in this day, as an artist, do you think people can soar or become? Because again, to be clear, the access has changed. People literally don't even have to we watched the verses and we watched it through Apple Music and online. No one had to leave their house per se. There were people in the building, but the access has changed, right? How does that make you feel as an artist, and how can artists maneuver through that?
That's funny that you say that because being an artist, period, is so scary right now because the way I look at it is what's driving me right now is the passion and the love I have for it at the end of the day. Because the funding,
Mm.
where is the funding? I mean, for a lot of, even for me, because it's just like, I just had an experience to where you talking to me so I can be honest. I just had an experience within ministry. I was working at a church and they wanted to transition me out for
Mm-hmm.
what I don't know. And it's neither here nor there, but that was a pivot because the thing is, what people don't realize is when you're an artist in the church, your drive is different than being an artist and being on the other side.
Yeah,
That means what I do inside of the church is what funds my visions and dreams.
yeah, absolutely.
So now that I've gone through this transition where I was, it's just like, okay, what do you do next? Because I mean, even with plans and dreams that I had before, it's so different now. You're not selling CDs. Can you even find a CD player?
Can you even find a CD player, friend?
Because this streaming 3 cents thing, if I were to show you, if I were to show you a payout of the 3 cents I got, you couldn't take that check to the dollar store and buy. Well, the stuff at the dollar store is more than $1 now too. So, but the thing, because support is different. I
Yep,
mean,
support.
and people don't talk about it. You don't know what a share or a comment does for a
Absolutely,
striving,
absolutely
starving
agree.
artist.
Absolutely agree.
Just
1000%.
to share, because support ain't support really until you put some action behind it. And most of us hear
Absolutely,
about support, but we see no action.
absolutely. Yeah, I think people forget everything you just said. It literally takes less time to share it than it takes to send a text message. You just really
Facts.
put it in your story, and you think, well, no one cares or no one sees it, but you really don't know. So I'm gonna give everybody a tidbit real quick. Kiki Palmer, the actress Kiki Palmer, today opened up her platform on social media. She posted, she said, post your business. I meant to send this to you earlier. She said, post your business in the comments. Let's work together. And so I've been sending this to everybody I know all day, because my first thought is people cannot support what they don't know about. In addition, you don't know who's going to see it. So that is to add to what you're saying. Like, it just takes 2 seconds, actually. It may take 5 to just click that share button and share it in your stories, or share it on your platform. And somebody may see it and somebody may not. But what you said is true. And I think the consumers may not be aware. I've heard people say, they're singing gospel music, I know they got money. I don't know where y'all get that from.
It's just the bling. It's just the bling. That's all it is. It's
It's just a
drag.
bling. It's a rented dress. It's trading services. You make a dress for me. I do. In my case, it's just my truth. You make a dress for me. I'll say I'll do your graphics. A lot of times we don't know the deals, and this is not to say that all artists are without. This is to say it does not pay what y'all think is paying. You literally make. I think it's not JaCoree. I don't think it's even 1 cent on a song.
Really?
Right? Isn't it like half of a cent?
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you were to see some of the payouts from like sound exchange, and you'd be like, okay, I spent how much in the studio, and what's the return? Ain't no return. It's just
No.
passion.
Yes.
And before you go, let's shout out some of the people that are listening. I see Rhonda
Yeah.
Waller. I see Pastor Bryce. I see DJ Corey Warren. I see Sharon. I see y'all on here. Pastor Bryce says, what did he? Billy Woodemeyer, Pastor Billy Woodemeyer. He said, if the churches are drying up, so goes the rest of the things, music, and so on. So it's time for gospel artistry and the church to merge together.
To come back
There's
together.
no reason that I'm the worship leader at your church and ain't nobody downloaded my music in there. I even question some of my friends to be like, give me your phone. There's no way in God green earth I've been singing and you seen my push and you're a friend of mine and you didn't actually I'm not talking about streaming my song. I'm talking about it's downloaded to your playlist.
Oh, this is good.
Because if it's not downloaded to your playlist, I need to rearrange our friendship. Because that means you can't be my friend because you see my grind. Make it make sense.
That's good. Yeah, I agree with that. But I think we've gotten so common, right? It's just like, oh, it's just a song. Like, and I get it on the consumer side. I get it. There's so much music that comes out every day. There's so much content that comes out every day. Everybody is an AI expert. Everybody is a credit expert. Everybody knows how to do taxes. Everybody knows that. Everybody's a braider. Everybody's a da. Everybody's a people got 6, 7 hustles, and so they make dresses and they make fruit. It's just so much. And I feel like we're overwhelmed. I get it. So I understand, right? And this is why I encourage artists, you have to keep pushing your things. When I was texting people today, I was like, put it in the comments right now. Don't matter if your business ain't doing nothing. Put that thing in that girl's comments, because you don't know who's going to see what. This girl, Keke Palmer, is on the rise. So take advantage of this moment. So to artists, I get it. I get the frustration. That's one reason why I want to have a public conversation with you, because I feel like there are more people that need to know that you exist, and you don't just exist. You're kind. You are like JaCoree, you can just really sing, period. And then you're just this really great guy. And I think we need to create spaces. I almost had a little Shonda moment.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Come on, bring it.
We need to create spaces for people to become. Let me tell you one thing I really, really miss. I didn't grow up Kojic. I grew up kind of Baptist Costal, right? But what I miss is when kids, shout out to Will Johnson. He posted something the other day and he said, when y'all see the kids beating on the drums after church, don't pull them off. And so somebody was in the comments and they were like, well, they tear up the drums and that. And I think his point was, these are going to be the next drummers. They need a space to become. A lot of schools have pulled music programs from the schools. So growing up, what were kids able to do? They were able to sing in the choir. We couldn't really sing like that. But at Wednesday night Bible study, or pending, the denomination you came from, BTU or YPWW, or Sunday night services, right? What were you able to do? You were able to do testimony service. You were able to sing in the choir. You were able to come to choir rehearsal and work that gift out. And now because we've removed those spaces and we're wondering why music doesn't sound that way. Well, let's go back. In the 90s, 112 are church boys.
Right.
People, I was watching some the other day and the girl said, yeah, you know this. And the guy was like, what? What you mean? And she was like, you didn't know 112 came out of church.
Brownstone, all of them.
Brownstone.
Jodeci.
Woo, them girls can sing too. Brownstone, SWV. Coco is a Pentecostal shouting.
Period.
She posts her church and the girl's like Pentecostal shouting girl. Okay, so let's go. SWV 112 Player. Shout out to my boy Smoke Player. Like you said, Jodeci, Drew Hill, Silk,
Boys to Men,
Condition, Boys to Men, Church Boys,
Tony,
Boys, Tony.
In Vogue.
What's that? What's the Rude Boys? Is written all over your face. The Rude Boys, Tony Braxton, Tamar Braxton. Those are church girls. Their daddy was a pastor. Now, Yolanda, why are you saying all that? Because people made space for these people to become. And because they were able to work out their gifts. Tank, church boy, all day long. Minister of music, Tyrese, because these people grew up in church, there was space for their gift to grow. And so they were able to take all of that gift, all of that learning, all of that leadership, all of that training, even though we didn't know it was training, but they would take all of that. And that's why SWV hasn't done a record in like 10, 12 plus years, longer than that, actually.
And we're still
touring with the same songs from the 90s. Jodeci ain't done a full album in at least 15 years, if not longer than that. Still out here on the road. Boys to Men ain't cut no album. They're doing a whole tour. Y'all outside standing around the corner. New Edition hasn't put out a new album in God knows how long. They got grandbabies. My point. Oh,
and that's funny that you even go there, Yolanda, though, because I was telling somebody, because honestly, the churches that I sing at a lot of the time, I'm singing by track. My last ministry assignment was singing by track, and I did that for over 3.5 years, no musician. And then I just went to my home church, and it's just like, we gonna have to sit down. These churches gonna have to sit down with their people to figure out what do we do to pivot into this next dimension of the church. Because if we don't sit down and get with the neighborhoods, churches, and figure out how to make this work to get the youth involved to where you see somebody want to walk up to the drums, or you see somebody want to walk up to a microphone. Back in the day after church, that's what we did. We ran up to the pulpit, and that's when they told you, hey, this part right here is sacred. You have to walk around this area. But if you want to go over there you don't see nobody sitting. You don't see nobody sitting on these instruments.
Yeah, but you can go around there. You can sit right there. Man, that's so true.
We can walk all over the place
and play church.
But now you can't get no kids in church.
And direct the choir.
Oh, you did that too.
Oh, honey, listen.
I would put my coat around my neck. Put my coat around my neck to make a choir robe. And put a clearly Canadian thing on top of my head and go for blood. There's videos.
I had a country mama. I always tell you that. So I had a country mama. So you had to take your dress off now. Now, don't get me wrong. We weren't walking around the house, naked, but you had to take your dress off. So you're in your, which I hate, slips. To this day. I don't want to wear nobody slip. Okay. Now I'm all right underneath, but I don't want to wear nobody slip. So you were in your slip. Or you in your play clothes. I tell you I had a country mama. Oh, man. Okay. So I had a country mama. So you in your play clothes. And I'm the oldest of 4. I'm really oldest of 7, but I grew up with 4. And so, you set up and I played, let me be clear. I'm telling y'all, your future godchildren, they be like, this lady made us go outside again. Absolutely. Get your hips and go outside and go play outside. You're not staying here in my house playing these video games like that. You're gonna go outside. Why? Because we played with G.I. Joes. I always say this, I grew up playing with G.I. Joes, Barbies, and Transformers. So they were all set up, and this is my little choir. I would be teaching my siblings part. Absolutely. And present day, I still turn the music on and stand in the middle of my living room and direct the choir. Present day. I think it's just in me like that. But people who didn't unfortunately have that opportunity, they're like, this sounds crazy. There's a video of some young guys from Chicago from this church, and they're jumping up and down playing the tambourines. It makes my whole day. Because I think people, for these experiences, gave you so much. Right? So
And I think that's the flip though, yo. So I've been singing, and I think, the track church is only to get you to the track church is only to get you from season to season. It's not supposed to stay that way. I at least need somebody to be on the keys so that we can drive the river. The river of church is not supposed to just get shallow. And what was happening in a lot of churches is, I just have to be honest, the pastors are not the worship leaders. There's a different brain and mindset that comes with being a worship pastor, a minister of music, that we need to sit down and have a conversation to make the whole body work.
JaCoree.
Because the thing is, sometimes the pastor is trying to run the worship, this is your church, but you need the worship leader to have his experience and his strengths to connect with your words to make the river and the water flow in the different directions that it needs to go. It can't be, the pastor. Because the thing is, the reason you want me as your worship leader and your minister of music is because I have the gift to sing. And most times the pastor doesn't have that gift. Sometimes they do.
Mm-hmm.
But most times they don't. And I think one of the problems in the churches around here is we don't sit down. We just call because we know you can do what you can do. And we want you to do that to make our job easy, but we don't never have no conversation.
This is good. I have one.
I don't know how we got there.
Because I think there's so many things that are not being talked about. There's so many things that are not being discussed. So something that came up in our private chat as friends or as workmates. I want to hear this one question for you, right? So we're in this season where we have gospel music kind of versus CCM, Christian contemporary worship, right? Now, I would say this. I grew up with a country mama. I grew up singing all kind of stuff, right? So my mom always say you need an old song and a new song. People don't know them new songs. So have something that people can go to, right? So I grew up singing hymns and and I can sing this little light of mine and I can So I understand. I don't want to put contemporary worship down. Like I understand there is if I'm mature about it for real, I understand there's a lane and there's a need for it. It's not bad, right? Because you can sing this little light of mine and not have a drip of oil nowhere.
Right.
And you can sing. I was getting my hair braided maybe a month or so ago. And every time I go to this salon, I'm just like, Jesus about to tear me up in this place. This is crazy. And they're playing this contemporary worship series, and it is like Jesus is just all through this shop, right? So to me, if there is oil on it, there is presence on it, it just is. But I won't dismiss the fact that there is something about CCM for some people, and it just kind of like, we just don't kind of get to it. So my question is, for you as an artist who grew up with this strong gospel heritage and you go through all these spaces and the Vicky Winans and this and this and this and that, do you prefer which one do you prefer? And do you feel like, because some people say there is no difference, right? And they say, like, I've heard people say they totally prefer the contemporary worship because it's not slave music. It's not sad. It's not we always need Jesus to work it out. Now, before you answer the question, it's my thought. Number one, gospel music has always had multiple moments where it was vertical, where it was from us to God. Father, I stretch my hand to thee, no other help I know. If I will draw myself from thee, where else shall I go? That's from me to him. But I think because it doesn't
Right.
sound like worship, then maybe it's not that, right? John P. Key, I
Hmm.
do worship. It's a worship song. So, in my question to you, do you think that
For
there is a
your
solid
good.
difference? Is it just because it's trendy? You know, there was, as you know, there was a whole season where all the churches were singing contemporary Christian worship, CCM, no matter what. It was just everywhere. And I feel like it's balancing out. Okay, so my question is, do you feel like there's a solid difference? Do you like one more than the other? Or do you feel like people should be able to stretch? Like you should be able to sing both? Loaded question, I know.
Oh, yes, it's like an egg roll, a chicken egg roll. Now, there is a difference. I do believe there is definitely a difference. However, what I like is I like a balance of it all because my thing is you want to pull everybody into what you're trying to do. So my thing is I need some of the old, I need some of the new. I'm trying to pull some of the clear folks. I'm trying to pull everybody in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think you have to be well versed on all sides, especially if you're a worship leader. And at the end of the day, I'm an artist, but I'm also a worship leader. So I have to be in tune to who's in the room,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where God is in the room, and what He wants to pull in the room. So
Yeah.
I mean, that may be a call and response from back in the day, but what many worship leaders need to know how to do is how to connect those all three.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
And at the end of the day, I was listening to Sirius Radio. If you listen to Siri Radio, ain't nothing they playing on the Siri Radio. Something I want to hear in church. Just about
I keep hearing
everything.
that.
Everything you need a click track, and you need to call the artist and get the track so you can sing it in the church. Because who's gonna be able to play it?
Wow.
My thing is, if we saying this is a gospel station, I feel as though we should be playing something that you can sing in church. Although I know they are two separate things, they do work together.
Yeah, they work together. So you feel
So I
like
think
there's
you
not
need to be well
enough?
versed.
That's good. That's good. Okay, I don't want to keep you long because you know me and you talk for a long
No,
time.
I don't have nothing to do. So it's
This
your
is
time.
good what you just said. So do you feel like there's not enough? Because I know people like these questions. I'm trying to be a better interviewer, y'all. Okay. Do you feel like there's not enough music recorded in gospel music that people can sing in church? Example, Hezekiah Walker, Clean Inside. Easy song. Anybody can sing it. Anybody can teach it. You don't even have to be the best teacher. Do you feel like we don't have enough music that is in current day that is people can learn and teach in their church?
Totally. I feel as though that's where we have a blank space. It's like with music now, everybody wants to be
Wow.
above the current. They want to be above, and I get it because I mean that's kind of the way the business works. Even in fashion, you want to be the next best thing. But the thing is, what good is it if nobody can sing it? We can only sing it with you on the radio. I want to sing that music to where it's just like, after I used to hear Vicky want to sing No Cross, No Crown, I could still go sing that on Sunday morning. Like
I see.
the single that'll be coming out is called Help Me Praise Him. It's actually a song that if you wanted to, it could be duplicated on a Sunday morning. It's not just for you to ride and listen to and kind of get a bop. I don't mind a bop, but can we do this bop on a Sunday morning?
So there's no balance.
None.
Wow.
Not from what I'm hearing when I listen to the radio. And then a lot of even like when I'm listening, it's just like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Okay, well, where are my gospel icons at?
Sitting down.
Because
Well,
I don't know none of these.
Donnie McClurkin is retiring from recording. He made it clear that he's
Right.
still going to be singing, but he's retiring from recording. I think the artists of when we were kids, and of course a lot of them are older, I think they're tired. I think this is just my personal opinion. They're tired. I think they want to do other things. And in truth, I think they should be able to do other things. I think they should be able to pivot. I just don't know respectfully if we do a good job of passing the baton.
That's what I was about to say. Wake up!
Yeah. So it's like
And I'm putting an
you
endorsement on
stop.
somebody.
Yeah, you stop, but is there anybody that, in all due respect to Donnie McClurkin, because I'm grateful that, like you, I've got an opportunity to experience him in person, in his presence, like literally sit under him and learn. Totally grateful for that. And he said, "There's more people behind me," but my question is, who who's behind you though? Actually, like, are you passing? And that's just to anybody. There's a pastor named Pastor. She's a pastor out of Atlanta, and one time she told me, she said, "Little girl," I was like 20 something, maybe 20, 29, 30. She said, "You know, you won't be able to do graphics forever." And I said, "Huh?" She said, "Somebody is going to have to come behind you. You won't," she said, "you're going to be doing other things." And she said, "You're going to get old." And this is so interesting because I remember someone else telling me, "Don't share your secrets." Thank you, Lord. "Don't share your secrets. Don't tell people how you do what you do," right? So it's these two conflicting things. But I share that because I think sometimes we want to, I'm not saying I'm stopping doing graphics, y'all. Okay. What I'm saying is we want to hold on to these things forever. I respect that he doesn't want to record. But who is the person, again, that you're passing it on to? Who for Vicky Winans, and again, this is no shade to anybody, but for Vicky Winans, who is coming after you that understands the business to the depth that she does, and
Right.
understand you can be a boss girl, and you can answer your own calls, and you can you don't have to do it just like her. But who's the person, even your favorite person, my favorite person, Vanessa, your favorite Kim Burrell, who's gonna come up after these people, even in R&B? Tank, you're 50 years
Period.
old. Who's the next person that you said, this is how you do this and how you prevent getting in these same spaces I got in?
Right.
I totally agree with that. I don't know if
And that's
we,
that's one of, I
yeah,
think that's a hardship not only in our gospel community, in our churches, and just in us, period.
yeah, in our
I
community.
mean, that even comes down to, I mean, just a side note when it comes to how we deal with our inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
We mess over it. That's why we're not monopolizing. If the stuff was being passed down the way it's supposed to be passed down, we should be making it real good around here. But you always
Shouldn't
got
we?
somebody that,
Shouldn't
we
we?
should be really, we should be making it real good. But a
I showed a
clarion
video
call to
yesterday.
all of them old
Yeah,
school artists. We need you to help endorse somebody that you think is as good as
absolutely.
you, are, on the same playing field. Give somebody some encouraging words.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are people behind you who in truth don't know what to do and have no instruction because A&Rs is not present. So people don't know what to do. They don't know. Someone say, "Well, Yolanda, you answered that question." Well, I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm open to help. If you inbox me and say, "Hey, I interview people for a living. This is how," please, right? I'm open. But a lot of times, I remember I saw Bill Bellamy on The Breakfast Club, and it was one of the best interviews I probably have ever seen. And when I was watching him as he was talking and conversating, I said, "This man has had artist relation development. He has had
Hmm.
artist. You could tell by the way he was responding. When there was a question he wasn't that quite comfortable with, he didn't just, push it off. He responded. But it was the wisdom. I was like, oh my God. You don't see that really in today's day because it's not necessarily available. People don't make those spaces anymore because they don't want to deal with artists and attitudes and all those kind of things. So I think this is very interesting because we just don't seem to have the conversations, and I think they're hurting us more than people may realize.
No, it is because it's just like it's nothing like having a dream. Oh, I aspire to be, but it's just a dream, and you never see any connections happen. You never see any conversations happen. That's one of the I think been one of the hardest things for me because it'd be like, okay, I look back. Oh, I once was young. Now I'm getting older.
Oh,
Although I say I mean, because it's a little gray coming, but it's just we were trained. You don't stop dreaming and you don't stop believing. So my thing
no.
is, it's in his time. So guess what? I just got to be ready when the clock click. I just need to be ready.
Hmm. Yeah. I love you, Corey. I think you are right on time for where you're supposed to be.
Come on, I received that.
I think you are headed that direction. I often think, why didn't I become this artist or this person? For a long time I had a lot of regret, right? And I was like, I should have been. I think I still have regrets. So I'm working through it, but I really felt sad because I should have been this big artist, during Natalie Wilson, and that is what made sense. I'm the light skinned light skinned curvy girl. But then I realized how many things God protected me from.
That
And
part.
how many times, a lot of times he closes. I was on the line with someone and they were sharing some things with me. And I said, you just don't know a lot of times what God is protecting you from. And I say this in all sincerity to anybody who watch in any area of life, like people who, you're single and you just, there's a lot going, you're not sure why, but could it be that God is protecting you because you would have connected with someone, and because you just didn't know that they had this or that going on? God protected your life. I feel the same way now about artistry. I feel like there were a lot of doors that I probably would have walked through just because of how I'm made. I'm this nice girl, and I wouldn't have known that. A shout out to my friend Cedric, who was watching just a moment ago, and I remember there were these times when Cedric Shannon, and I remember these times when I wanted to be in this space or that space, and he's like, "Yeah, but you do know this, that." So to you, I say, even if it's discouraging, just know that God's timing is perfect. Now, what people fail at sometimes is feeling like God's going to do it all. God does not make furniture; He makes trees. I got that from T.D. Jakes, and I say that very often.
That's real good. That's real
God
good.
doesn't make chairs; He makes trees. So the point is that He made the tree so that you could create from it, that you could create paper and all the things that come from trees,
A
right?
lot of time.
Houses and as my mom would say, houses and land, houses and chairs and furniture. So that means he's not going to come off the throne and put your music at number one. Now his favorite should be on it, and I think
Period.
sometimes that does hold it up. But you do have to do the work. So I just want to encourage you, as you continue to do the work, that God will really bless you, because I really feel like you're right on time for where you're supposed to be. Sometimes we feel like we missed it, but we realize we didn't miss anything at all.
Ooh. Oh, you want me to run around the table, huh?
I mean, if that's what you choose, friend, but I just say
Ooh. No,
that's the
I
truth.
received that thing. I
That's the
received
truth.
that thing.
Sometimes we're bothered because it's like it should have, but then it's the things in the doors that we don't know about. I'm sure I have to eat those things
And
all
then
the
I
time.
think that's been a struggle for me also because it was just like, wow, I've been connected to a lot of people, a lot of things, and sometimes you think that connection is going to be your open door. What do you do when that connection is not the open door?
Mm-mm.
So that's
I'm
always, and because I mean, I've been in. Once I sat back and look, I was like, oh, you've been doing what you do a long time.
telling
You
you,
kind of, I'm older than I thought I was on pause. I still thought I was like 27. Yeah, that my whole shit. But time is flying. But my thing is, at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop dreaming. I'm not going to stop trusting because what that gift is in me. So it just comes out of me.
Yeah, and it'll always make room for you. Thank you, Lord. It'll always make room for you, even when you're not looking to make room. It'll always open a door for you. I believe that with my whole heart. This is my truth. Yesterday, Saturday night, I told my dad, I will go get a job if I have to go get a job. This is my encouragement to you. And I said, I will just, if I've worked, I don't know, nobody thinks that I've worked regular jobs. I will go get a job. I was sitting in church. And anybody knows me, I'm always on my phone. There's no shade. So I was sitting in church and I was scrolling and I saw a light come on my face in my inbox on Facebook. I looked over, you know how Facebook works, right? So the message request, you have to click another side. You have to click the lines, then you go there. The message request was in the middle of all of the messages. And I was like, huh? So I clicked on it. It was a woman who said, hello, I'm looking for a graphic designer to redesign my nutrition labels. Are you available? I responded, sitting in church. I said, hello, my name is Yolanda. And you know what I said? I'm gonna close the day. I said, my name is Yolanda. Yes, ma'am, I'm available. She said, okay. I love to show me. She sent me what she's doing. I said, well, I'm currently in church. Can I text you when you get out? She said, yes. Got home, blah, 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 blah. Sent her a message. The lady said, I'll pay you whatever you say. After she had already been taken by 2 other graphic designers. She said, whatever it is you charge, that's what I'm going to pay. She said, I was actually talking to another person about graphic services, but I did not like their vibe, but I like yours. She said, I'm glad you went to church today because I had to go to church today too and figure out what I was going to do. She said, so if you're available, if this works out with us, I have a host of things that you can do.
Come on.
God. And I cried and cried and cried because I thought, God, with the AI and all those things. And so I'm not making about me. I'm saying that to you to say that God will always open a door. Even when you're not looking for the door, there's no way. This lady had inboxed 12 graphic designers.
Wow.
I said, how did you even find me? She said, I saw your work online. And this is why I always tell people to keep sharing, to keep posting, to keep telling. People cannot support what they don't know about. People, I may post something, it may get nothing. People may think it's stupid. You think whatever you want. That lady found me. I have never seen her. Most of the people I do work for, I've never met in person. I've been doing work for, let me think of somebody. I've been doing work for Bishop David Cooper for years. I never met him in person till like 2 years ago.
Wow.
So I'm saying that to you, friend, to encourage you to keep moving, to keep doing what you're doing, to keep pressing, to keep sharing, to keep telling people I'm on a mission, I'm on, my destiny, to keep sharing. Because sometimes I get it. I'm like, y'all got these songs, y'all didn't pray it and fell out and asked God and you done GoFundMe and y'all don't tell nobody, but I get it. You get discouraged.
No,
When you see
totally.
somebody
And you kind of already, yes, because
Yeah.
you kind of even know that I'm in between a stretch right now. And that's
Yeah.
just, it's my story. For all of y'all that's watching, this is my story. So I'm in the midst of a stretch right now because I was transitioned out of being a worship leader pastor at a particular church. And for any worshiper leaders that are listening, sometimes you got to be pushed out of certain places so that he can stretch you into the places that you're supposed to be. Because I'm one of those people to where I'll keep giving grace, keep giving, and sometimes the only way you're gonna be put out is to be fired or be pressed or anything. But
Absolutely.
through this season, I have gained knowledge and wisdom to say, okay, God, guess what? I knew it was going to work for me that way because I knew this was X, Y, and Z, and this was going to pay X, Y, and Z. He had to push me out of that to where I had to actually trust to see, okay, God, you take the lead. I don't know where the money coming from. I don't know where this coming from, but okay, you got to stretch me here. So it's been it's a faith walk.
It's a faith.
Totally a faith walk.
Every day.
But I'm glad about it.
Yes, JaCoree, this has been amazing. I'm excited for what's coming your way. Seriously, I really am because I
am
really
too.
think
I
you're
really am.
like you are. So I just be amazed when I hear your voice. But I think it all works together. I'm sure I have to eat these words tomorrow around like 2:15.
Yeah, you will.
it all works together, right? And so I
I
just
need to
want to
send
tell
you
you,
a sample though. I need to send you a fresh sample of what's coming because
please.
it's amazing. The song that's coming out is actually a song that I penned together when I was in like high school. I put it
Wow.
out because I had won a and we y'all know we've been on here a while. I put it out when I won a competition here on a radio station. It's produced by David Jackson, but it is elevated through the years to be
Mm-hmm.
something that now Kim Burrell was just like, oh, this joint is it. And I mean, I sit here and because I listen to it like probably 5 times a day, because I'm sitting here and I'm like, this woman is really on my. I had to get bold enough. First of all, let's pause there. I got bold enough. You got to get bold enough sometimes to open your
Yeah,
mouth to say some things. I got bold enough and I asked her, I was just like, would you come in the studio with me? That was one of the hardest statements I've ever spoke out of my mouth. For me to ask Kim Burrell,
sure.
will you come in the studio and do a song with me? And then you see her on an interview and she talking about she want to sing with Beyonce, Brandy, Jasmine Sullivan. And you sitting back there like, oh my goodness, you got a song coming out with her. I'm still sitting here like a baby in a candy store.
Yeah, we didn't
And I
talk
know
about that.
she's not everybody's.
1 minute. I want
I
to
know
talk
she's
about
not
this
everybody's.
favorite. Yeah, this relationship you have with Kim Burrell is awesome. Right. And you've had a relationship with her for quite we should talk about this earlier. You've had a relationship with her for quite some time.
Oh, since like I was 17, 18 years old.
Oh wow.
I mean, because I actually used to, I drove for Dr. Bobby Jones' show to where I drove the artist because it used to be at the MGM Grand Hotel to where the artist would have to go from the hotel through the theme park. So I was 18 years old driving Shirley Caesar, Byron. I
Wow.
was driving all the stars in one of them big vans.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I met Lonnie Hunter. I mean, I met all of these people when I was like a teenager.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Lonnie Hunter. We really love him at Freedom Radio. I love him.
Lonnie, and he live out here.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, that's right. He does live out there with y'all. And so you and
Yeah,
Kim
for
Burrell
right
have
now.
this great relationship. And I'm gonna say this. I think everybody knows I'm kind of like the grace girl, right? And so there are times people like Yolanda, no, like no, there is no grace there. But we often want from God what we don't give other people. Oh, my friend Alan said something to me the other day, and I said, Alan, this is it. This is my straw about a situation. I said, I'm done. I said, I don't have no da da da. He said, but you want God to give you the same grace that you. I said,
Checkmate.
Alan. I said, I give everybody grace. He said, but God gives you some more every day. So I I'm not a person, again, I grew up with this country mama. So, so that's in my blood. And I don't necessarily believe in what they call foolishness. It's a tricky road. I would say this. I think it's hard to understand people's story when you've never been in their shoes.
Oh, totally.
And while I don't know Miss Burrell personally, I would say this: the gift is undeniable. You just can't. You just can't. It's like it's just. How can you deny it? But I also think. I think it's people can feel however they want, but I do feel like that. I feel like it's hard to understand. I learned a very powerful lesson last week because I had to have a conversation with someone, and it was really kind of difficult for me. And I always shout out my friend Alan. He said, "This is probably going on because that's all they know, and if this is how they were taught, this is probably how they're teaching others." And so,
Ooh,
pending whatever she experienced in life and however Kojic was pretty tough
rough. Oh no, it was
back
rough.
in the day. You grew up under Maddie, and again, I'm not excusing, I'm not left or I'm not right. I'm just saying that a lot of times, especially in Beyonce's internet streets, y'all make a lot of, we know Beyonce was internet. Y'all make a lot. Like, I don't want to say about one situation. I just seen some things recent. I'm like, y'all just have no grace. Like, y'all have no compassion. You don't know what people have been through. You don't know what. I can't imagine people say, Yolanda, she didn't. No, I'm just saying. I can't imagine what it's like to lose your best friend as in Whitney, and there was nothing you could do.
Right.
Like, you weren't there to quote unquote save her. You weren't there to stop whatever occurred. There has to
The
be a
voice.
very
Right.
deep pain that
Pain.
only God can heal. So you can say Yolanda giving a pass. I'm not giving her anything. I'm just saying that a lot of times I saw Kevin on stage say something. I'm gonna say this and we can wrap up. He was talking to Cam Newton, and he was talking about how there was a young man in the church who had some struggles, and he never wanted to come to church. I think it was his brother, and he said brother never wanted to come to church, but his brother started coming to church. The church was, let's say, 11 to 1:30. His brother would show up at 1:30, and the people did not right. But the people loved him, and he was sitting in the back. And then as time went on, he showed up at 1, and it just progressed from there, right, forward. And so he went from sitting in the back, not wanting to be bothered with the people. He had a lot going on in his life at the time, and he had all these, multiple kids and baby mamas, all this stuff going on. But the people loved him from the front to the back. And he ended up becoming the Sunday school teacher of the church. I thought that was so powerful. They loved this guy through the whole process, through everything he was going through. But there was someone else in the church who had an alternative lifestyle, and they exile. I'm not going to say this wrong. They X'd them out the church. The same love, compassion was not given. So Yolanda, what is your point? I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm just saying that love is a powerful thing. And some of us have to remember, number one, some of us don't have enough proximity to people to really change their mind about X, Y, and Z situation. But also, love is powerful. And you will be surprised what a kind word can do. So instead of, being so harsh on the people, I really want to encourage that we love on people. Now, I'm not saying agree with foolishness and stuff like that, but a lot of times you have no idea what people experience. So that's my little final words.
Period.
So wrap up with you. First, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I mean, this is you, Freedom Radio, but thank you for hanging out. That's a whole nother conversation. How'd you get to Freedom and Demetrius?
Oh, yeah, right.
But can you tell people again how to find you, where to follow you, and how to find your music?
Okay, so you can find me, JaCoree Prothro, on all social media: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and whatever else is about to come out. I'm gonna be on there too.
Don't come out with no more apps, people. We are done. Okay,
please. We got enough. And you can also find me on Spotify, wherever you get your music from, because we know it ain't Leopold's or none of these Amoeba Records or none of that. Just type my name in and I'll pop up, and you'll see some features, you'll see some originals, you'll see some new stuff coming. I'm gonna try to take this next one before we got here. I'm gonna have to do some campaigning, because the thing is, here where I live in California, we don't have gospel radio, and I think that's been another hardship, because most of the gospel radio is from Texas on up, the Bible Belt. So I'm going to do mainstream radio. It costs some coins. So I'm going to be looking into some type of sponsorship type situation where the people that actually support me can help with funding and making that happen. Because this next song, it's good. I like it because it's church. My Destiny was a different kind of swag, but this one is, you could,
This is church. This is cool. This is cool. Yes. So please be sure that you follow JaCoree, I'll mess up your name like every day. JaCoree, Prothro.
I like the way you say my last Prothro.
Prothro, is it? I always said your last name wrong. Is it Prothro or
Prothro?
Prothro.
All
right.
I'm a pro-looking throw.
I'm sorry, Miss Yolanda. Okay. So Prothro. So JaCoree Prothro. And please support him. Amazing artist, amazing guy. There's so much we're gonna do another interview, and so we could talk about you growing up in the Bay and experiencing all of those kind of things. And Yeah, Oakland, which connects you to Washington.
Hawkins territory. Yes.
Hawkins, that must have been a
Daryl
beautiful,
Coley, all of it.
Daryl Coley,
Yeah.
beautiful time to be alive. So this has been great. You can find me and JaCoree on Wednesday here at Freedom Radio. And we're gonna have some conversation then. So thank y'all for hanging out and coming through. I appreciate you, Instagram. I've been seeing y'all coming through here up and down. Shout out to our station manager, Demetrius Toll-Free. We really love him, and he's given
Yes,
all
we
of us
do.
opportunity. So we appreciate you, man. So all right, y'all have a good night. I don't know what happened on American Idol tonight, but shout out to
Oh,
Keely.
yes. Vote Keela Richardson. I know she's going to sing good.
Yeah, let's plug that. Vote Keely. Please.
Mm-hmm.
She's a really amazing young lady. Shout out to Uncle G. He's been rocking with that girl since day one. And yeah, shout out to Keely Richardson. Please vote for her. I know some people like, I went on this American Idol train before, and just click the button and vote and go on and about to Netflix. All right.
Well,
So I hope y'all have.
We did get one in. We did get one in. So let's see if we can get it done
Let's
again.
see if we can get two. But I want to help people with this last part. Okay, this is my last closing. Amen. Sometimes losing is winning.
Yes.
So and I'm not saying she's gonna lose, all right, because I think she has fantastic chances of winning. But sometimes Jennifer Hudson lost, and the girl is everywhere. Television
And she
shows,
still won. Mm-hmm.
and still won. Like in a really, when everybody else's show is being canceled, her show is moving on. I think they just picked up another season.
That's a word. I got to write that down. What do you do when your closed door is your win?
Oh, you should write that down. Mm-hmm. What do you do? It's what we're going to leave you with. What do you do when your closed door is your win? And so sometimes it seems like it's a loss, but it's actually a win. I think me personally, if Keely doesn't win, it's not my goal, or that's not what I'm speaking. The level of exposure that this girl has experienced and has now,
it's a win within itself.
It's a win in itself. It's a win in itself. So don't feel you don't get the job. All is not lost. You didn't get the promotion. All is not lost. They canceled you for the card, or they didn't give you the loan. All is not lost. There's a bigger door around the corner.
All
right. Have a good night, y'all.
Good night.
In his music and all this to come. See y'all later. Take care.